Internet. I am Insane Lane as well as a Canadian girl, and today we have sovereign citizen mom finds out laws do apply to her. This is making the rounds absolutely everywhere. I've been avoiding it because I don't want it spoiled, but I've seen it go far and wide very, very quickly. I've seen the first couple of minutes. I can already see the fake license plate, and I'm sure this is why she's being pulled over. Because that's not a real license plate. For those who don't know, in very, very short, and again, you can look this up very easily and get more details. I am not an expert on this by any means, but in very short, sovereign citizens are a group of people. they they started in America, I believe, but it is definitely, like, I know several videos out of Canada where I am, same thing, and Europe as well, which always makes me laugh my butt off when I'll see a video from the UK or Ireland or Scotland or anywhere in Europe, and the person who is obviously European, they're from there, they are British, they are Scottish, they are Irish, whatever, and they start speaking to a cop and they start asserting their First Amendment rights, or their I want to say 10th Amendment right to travel. I may be wrong about the 10th Amendment, but their right to travel. And the thing is, they're quoting American laws. I've seen it with the Canadian ones, especially, where they say that the US Constitution says you're not in America. You know where American laws stop? Where the US border stops. So yeah, always extra funny to hear a SovCit try and assert their American rights when they're in anywhere but America. But in short, to get back to the point, they're a group of people who basically believe that a lot of state laws don't apply to them. They think they found some magic loophole in the law, and that the Constitution, because it includes the words right to travel, which it does, every US citizen has the right to travel. Now, what that means is you have the right to travel from one state to another, i.e., if you are in Florida and you wish to travel to Oregon, no police force or federal agency has the right to stop you from doing that. There are exceptions, i.e., if you're on probation and have been told not to leave the state, then you no longer have the right to travel to another state because you have committed a crime and are still dealing with the penalties of that. However, right to travel only extends as far as the right to walk there. It does not extend to your right to take a train or a plane or drive a car. I remind everyone that when the Constitution was written, there were no cars. There wouldn't be cars for like another 150 to 200 years. Forgive me, I don't know when the Constitution was signed or when the first cars happened. I believe the Constitution was signed in 1776. I could be wrong. But your right to travel does not include your right to drive, and sovereign citizens also like to do things, as this woman has, of making up their own fake license plate. Usually it'll say private or private trust, or there's a lot of gurus out there, as they're called. They are grifters. Let's be clear. These are con artists who have picked up this SovCit philosophy. Some of them believe it themselves, some of them do not. But it's a scam, it's a grift, and they sell things like these license plates, and some of them have binders this big of printouts of cases in America that they say back up, Supreme Court cases usually, that they say back up their sovereign BS. They're never accurate, or what is in the binder is not the actual case. It has been changed by the guru to say what they're selling as opposed to what is true. Because it's all BS. All the sovereign citizen stuff is absolute BS. But more and more people are believing it, mostly out of economic hardship, honestly, because what you'll find 9 times out of 10 is, and a lot of them will say it, oh, yeah, I used to have a license, then it got suspended, and then I went on the internet and I found out I didn't need a license anyway. It's all a scam because you have the right to travel and the state cannot impose restrictions on it. Yes, they can. So I don't need a license. I don't need to register my car or have insurance or pay taxes or change the battery in my smoke detector. That's another one that a lot of them do. I don't know where that comes from. It's some kind of sticking it to the man thing of, well, you're not going to tell me what to do, and damn your fire safety code. I want my house to burn down to the ground and kill my entire family because I will not change the battery in the smoke detector, because that would be bowing down to the man, and that would be bootlicking or whatever. The logic is not there. Okay? It's not just twisted in some places. Sometimes it is missing altogether. But that is these people in short, and sometimes as I'm sure many of you would have heard about the horrific events in Australia last year, where two police officers were killed by a sovereign citizen, two others nearly so. And there have been other shootouts with sovereign citizens and cops. Sometimes they get violent, and again, in America more than other places, but certainly not limited to, you always got to be concerned that somebody's got a gun. However, I will say the violent ones are the exception, not the rule. Most sovereign citizens are just ill-informed, internet conspiracy, fell down the rabbit hole people who I'm sure in other aspects of their lives are perfectly nice, reasonable, rational, great people. They just have some kooky beliefs that get in the way of life sometimes, as we're about to see. So the license plate's got to be what's getting her pulled over, because that's not a real license plate, and it's blatantly obvious. And there are sirens behind me, because that's just really apt timing. But I've been ranting for too long. Let's get into it.
On February 29, 2024, officers pulled over a vehicle that had an unidentifiable license plate.
I didn't see what it said.
Can you roll this back window down for me?
Okay,
Hello.
so this is making sure.
Hi, can you roll this window down for me? Hi, my name is Officer Fager with the Edgewater Police. The reason I stopped you, he's not in his seatbelt, and your tag is obscured. The top of it, you can't see what it is, and it doesn't come back to anything.
My camera is blocking the top.
Yeah, do you have your driver's license with
Okay,
you?
you shouldn't do that.
Do you have an actual driver's license?
Oh, that is my ID. I'm an American student. National.
Okay, that's not a thing.
Wait, what did wait?
License?
Oh, that is my ID. I'm an American student. National.
Okay, that's not a
Okay, she said American something national. I didn't hear. I'm glad they're blocking this out, because it probably does have like her real name and possibly her real address on it. But what she has just handed the cop, because he said, "Do you have a real license?" So she's handed him a fake license, or as they will often have, a nationality card, because they think that by showing the cop, oh, look, I have a state citizenship card or a sovereign citizenship card. There's 100 different ones. State national is another one. Or a Moorish ID. She doesn't appear to be a Moor, but they're an adjacent. They're a spinoff. So he's handed the cop a fake license and said that she is a sovereign something citizen. I didn't catch the middle word. I'm sure she'll say it again. But the cop immediately knows what he's dealing with. The license plate probably already told him that. But we also have children in the car. Looks like more than one. And somebody was not wearing their seatbelt and was supposedly hanging out the window. Which, and I don't care if you're a SovCit, that is a completely different thing. You need to buckle the child and tell them to stay in the car.
thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a registration and valid proof of insurance?
I'm going to say she doesn't.
I'm not engaging in the commercial use of the highways or byways, nor am I operating in a for-hire capacity. I'm a foreign national exempt from foreign law under Amendment 11.
Okay, she's doing the foreign national script. And as for her saying I'm not engaged in commerce, I forgot about that one. That's a big one with the SovCits. They think that you only need a license if you are engaging in commerce or making money somehow by driving, because then you're engaging in business, which is a contract with the state that you have the right to do business, and therefore I should have a license because I am contracting. They use the word contract. They think everything is a contract, and they misuse the word horribly. But they think you only need a license if you are engaged in business, whereas if you are just traveling, as they say, which in this case it's driving, not traveling because you are driving, then you don't need a license because you're personal or private, etc., and that your car is basically like a house on wheels. So castle doctrine and sovereign immunity and all that applies. They're completely wrong. They're butchering and bastardizing all those words and terms. I'm not sure what the 11th Amendment is. It might have something to do with commerce or interstate travel.
Of both the Constitution and the Constitution of the United States, and I claim all my exemptions.
Okay, so do you have any other documentation from the United States government saying that you're exempt from these, or that you're
I don't have my paperwork in the car with me, but I do have it.
Usually they do.
My form of ID, and those are my private plates.
Like I said, usually they have binders this big.
Okay, so I'm aware of your group that you're with. This doesn't grant you any rights to drive.
He knows.
Do you have a driver's license in any state of the United States?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have any other documentation? Nothing from the United States government saying you have diplomatic immunity?
Greedy puppy.
My paperwork is at my house.
Puppy
Okay. Are you aware that in the United States, when you're a diplomat inside the United, are you claiming to be a diplomat? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm a foreign state national.
Right. So,
That's what I am.
so
Does
you're a
that mean
foreign
you're
state
not
national,
American?
Yes, and if
but
you run my
you're claiming
passport, you
diplomatic
will
immunity,
see-
correct?
If you run my passport, you'll be able to see my
Run it where?
documents there.
Okay, ma'am, run it where? Run it with whom? Because what you just handed him is fake. Okay, so it looks like it probably says national ID or national passport or international passport. That's something they'll sometimes do. But run it where, ma'am? Because the police database ain't going to pull up your garbage ID. Now, what I've heard a couple of times is they'll say, well, call this person, call my guru, call this person who can explain it to you, officer. They use the word educate a lot as well. I'm going to educate you. This person on the phone will educate you because they know the law and it's common law or it's God's law or it's natural law. That's a big one. And yeah, so that's what she's trying to pull here, but like, ma'am, that's not a valid or real ID. He can't run it with anyone because it is not connected to any kind of database that is real. Okay, you're gonna go down now because you're in the way. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't take my cord with you. Say goodbye to the puppy. Bye bye. Ah, I said don't take my cord with you. You and your little paws.
That's
It reflects.
so. Do you have
my
a
status.
driver's license in any state in the United States?
That is my form of ID, sir.
Do you have a driver's
It's
license?
not
That's not
valid.
my question. Do you have a driver's license? You do not.
No,
Okay.
no, that is my form of ID.
Do you have a registration
Okay.
or a valid proof of insurance for the vehicle?
I'm going with no.
It's a yes or no question.
No,
Any particular reason he wasn't seatbelted?
no, he had.
He was hanging out the window. Yeah, but when we were behind him, he didn't have his seatbelt
All
on.
the way through school. And I
Okay,
told
where did
him
you obtain that tag?
from foreign state national guy in Alabama who makes the plates.
Okay,
There it is.
so you're aware that in the United States and in the state of Florida, you're required to have specific tags that actually go to the vehicle and is registered.
Mhm.
Are you aware of that?
My private automobile.
Okay.
Those are my
You've been filled
private
with some
plates.
false information. So in the state of Florida, you're
No, I'm
required to
not
have a
sure
driver's
that-
license.
I'm not sure many people are aware.
We
of
are.
the
I have
actual-
I have read a lot about the foreign state
Well, I don't
nationals.
know.
I
feel
think
like
he
they
has.
give people a bad rap because I've been in situations before
Uh-huh.
where I try to explain to them and they keep calling me a sovereign citizen and
Because
like,
you are.
Well, that's what it
even
is.
if you look
That's what
up,
it is.
No, it's not.
It
actually,
is.
It's not. And when you look it up on the internet,
have.
it'll tell you right, but it'll explain it as a
Essentially,
sovereign citizen.
essentially, it's a sovereign. It is a sovereign citizen entity. Do you have keys to the vehicle? Can you hand me the keys?
No, I cannot.
Okay, step out of the car for me.
Okay, this is where it's going to get heated. There's another cop on the other side that we can't see because the black box is blocking him out. He basically just cut off the first cop and said, like, we're done. We're not getting anywhere. Because you can argue with these people all day long. You're not going to get anywhere. Nothing is going to change. You're not going to convince them that the internet or their guru or whoever is wrong. You're never, ever, ever going to win this argument. These people need legitimate deprogramming and like legit mental health support to get rid of the crazy out of their heads. I don't mean to be dismissive by saying that. I'm in no means doing that. But these people are so down the rabbit hole and they're so committed to this lunacy that is just counter to all logic and reality that they genuinely need help to get out of it. It's very much a form of cult. It is like a new form of cult. It's widespread, it's disconnected. They have various sects and pockets of it, but it is a cult and it follows a cult mentality. Therefore, deprogramming very much needed for these people. Now, he's asking for her keys. This is going to escalate because she's refusing to give him the keys. There's kids in the car. I always hate it when there's kids in the car and people pull this stuff because it's only going to go one way. This lady is about to get herself arrested, and I have a feeling she is not going to come quietly. And the kids are going to see it, and then you're traumatizing your children. I've seen plenty of videos of sovereign citizens in the past that have kids in the car, usually a lot of kids, and they create a big scene and they scream and yell, and it goes disastrously, horribly wrong. And I feel so bad for the children. And like, why are you doing this as a parent? Why would you inflict this on your children and invite this constant attention from the police? Like driving with a fake license plate, that is probably the best way to get yourself pulled over because it is blatantly obvious Any cop that gets behind you ever can immediately see it. It's immediately an obvious and clear violation that a cop is obligated to pull you over for and address. So it is going to happen almost every time you drive your car. And as for her saying, well, they just don't understand, they don't know about it, that is the SovCit mentality of I found a magic loophole in the law. And other people just aren't informed, they aren't educated. That's why they're always saying, I'm going to educate you about the law, officer. She's not doing that, fortunately, but she's not going to comply with them either. I can promise you that. And that's why the other officer was like, okay, we're done. We're not going to argue all day. Give me the keys, get out of the car. We're done. She's not going to let this go any other way, so it's going to go hard. And see, now she's rolling up the windows. This is bad. If she tries to drive away... Now I can hear the kids getting upset. Okay, if that's her phone that's ringing, she's calling someone. I guarantee you she's calling her guru. She's calling the person who got her into this.
Get out of the car. Unlock it.
Bust the window. He probably doesn't want to because of the
Can
children.
you unlock it?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Step out of the car.
No. Here we go. How many kids are in this car? I've got 2.
Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Stop.
Oh no, the kids are grabbing onto her. No.
You're gonna get saved. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Somebody take these kids from her.
Get your hands on your back. I know she's your mom. I know she's your mom. I know she's your mom. I know she's your mom.
These are little kids too. They are so young and impressionable.
Your mom's fine, okay? Go back in the car. Go back in the car. It's okay. We're gonna come take her to the grass and you guys can talk to her, okay? Step away from her.
Okay. There's a kid on the ground with her. Jesus Christ. Like, I'm sorry. This woman needs to be reported to whatever family services are in this state. Because you want to believe crazy shit, fine. But you put your kids in danger like this? You let your kids see you getting dragged out of the car while you're screaming bloody murder because you've turned into a toddler, rather than just accept the consequences of your action, which in this case, you want to believe your SovCit bullshit? Go ahead, lady. Go ahead. But know that the actual cops are going to disagree with you and you're going to get arrested. So don't make a big scene like this when there are consequences to your lunatic actions. Because I also promise you, this ain't the first time she's seen this outcome. But now we've got kids on the ground as she's trying to be handcuffed. We've got another kid that's yelling at the cops. I think there's a third kid somewhere that's just screaming and crying. Good on the cop for trying to reassure the kid, but the kid's not going to believe you because kids know what they see. And what they are seeing right now is 2 cops drag their mother quite forcefully and violently as the kids are clinging on to her, trying to hold on to their mother, because the cops are to the kids' mind, the cops are violently kidnapping their mom right now. They are seeing 2 cops, and they've probably been told that all cops are tyrants, or all cops are evil, or corrupt, or bad, or they want to hurt people, or whatever. And that's what these kids are seeing. They're kids. They're not aware of the broader context. They're not old enough or mature enough to understand the minutia of legalities going on here. All they know is they're watching 2 cops drag their mother out of the car, throw her on the ground and handcuff her while she's screaming and crying and saying, "Help me." That's all these kids are going to know about this. They're not going to understand this possibly ever in their lives. And certainly if they do someday understand that she was in the wrong and she caused all this, it's going to be many years from now and probably after a lot of therapy. But this is atrocious behavior from her. It is unconscionable to do this with children and put them through this, and she deserves to be punished for that reason. Because this is absolutely inflicting severe emotional trauma, at the very least, on her children. And you should not be allowed to do that to your kids because you have crazy beliefs.
It's already bad enough with father arrested. I don't need her arrested too. She's the only person I have. Please.
Step back over here.
Please, please.
Go back to the car, please. Your mom's gonna be okay. Your
Okay,
mom's gonna
so
be okay.
she just said her father's
You're not
been
gonna hurt her.
arrested
Your
as
mom's
well.
gonna be okay.
She's the only person I have.
Okay.
Nothing right,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
These are my children.
Okay.
Please, please.
Go back in the
Come here.
car.
I did
Get these
nothing
kids away from
wrong.
me.
They forced me out of my car. They dragged me on the floor like an animal. I did nothing at all. I just
Stand
picked
up.
my children up from
Stand up.
school.
Watch your phone.
Okay, so the
Walk
kid
over to that
said daddy's been arrested too, and I bet it's for this same stuff. But it sounds like he's not around, so he might be in jail for a while.
Nothing wrong.
Come here, bud.
Now we've got
Hey, come on. Step over here.
we're in Edgewater. Not sure where
Unlock
that
your
is.
car.
Hey.
Take a seat in the vehicle. You have any weapons on you? Purse? No, you don't.
Okay, good for putting her in a car out of sight, try and de-escalate the situation, but now they've got 3 very upset children, and what are they going to do with the kids?
I tried to talk to you.
No, but
Why
Because I think she's probably the oldest of the 3 children. The girl with the good vibes t-shirt said her father is not there. He's been arrested. It sounds like he's in jail. She said, I have no one else. My mother's all I've got left. So that's why she's upset, because she's probably old enough to know that unless there is someone in the extended family, unless there's a grandparent, an aunt, neighbor, somebody that these kids can legally be released to, legally, then these kids are going into foster care and they may never get out of it. Especially with parents like this. If the state steps in and takes custody of their kids, the parents are never going to get it back unless they stop the crazy. And that's not going to be an overnight process. That's going to be several years. So I hope that there is someone these kids can be released to and that doesn't happen to them. But I think the good vibes shirt girl knows exactly. She sees the writing on the wall. She's old enough to know some of what is going on here. But it is still unforgivable to put these kids in this situation. Absolutely unforgivable.
we're
would you
listening.
drag me out of my car like that? You had no right.
Motor auto says he's
Yeah,
sorry.
they did.
I'm not a U.S. citizen. Okay, I understand.
Okay, then where should we
No,
deport
no,
you
then,
to?
but I did nothing wrong. And now you're forcefully pushing me into
Get
this
in the
car.
car. You're under arrest.
Why?
Because you
Get in the
kicked
car.
me. Battery
I
on a
didn't
law
kick
enforcement
you.
officer. You did. It's on
I
camera.
did
You
not
did
kick
kick me.
you.
You did kick me.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
You were pushing me, pulling me out of my
Okay,
car.
just come right here.
Yep.
You want to play games like this?
I'm not playing any games.
Yeah, you are. You're absolutely playing games.
He's fine.
Sounds like a neighbor heard
Do you have
the
someone we
kids.
can call that can pick the kids up?
I'm trying to call.
Okay, well, I have your phone. Do you want me to try to call him for you? I'm not going to give you your phone now. What's your PIN? Or you don't have to give me it, but I'm trying to
Well,
make a
can I
phone call
put
for
my
you.
pin in?
Sure.
Yeah, never give the cops the code to your phone.
Just have a female first search with that one.
But yeah, please get someone to pick up the children.
Adult male Baker at 1446.
No, they arrested me and they have the kids. I did nothing.
Move your foot.
And he dragged me out of my car. They dragged me out of the car.
Okay, he said my love. So is that the husband?
Second, let me see who I can find.
I'm trying to make a phone call. There's 3 kids in the car. They're freaking out right now.
Is somebody with the kids trying to calm them down?
Going to be? Where are you?
Hi, this is Officer Fager with the Edgewater Police Department. Who am I speaking with?
This is Joshua. What's going on?
Are you related? Are you husband or father of the kid?
Okay. Okay, good. He's okay. Apparently they have the father and husband of the kids, so we guess he's not in jail. I don't know. Maybe the girl was referencing he got arrested before and she was just saying like don't do this again because it probably caused a lot of problems. But at least he is not in jail as I feared, and sounds like they're going to be able to release the kids to their father, hopefully.
Take the kids.
don't touch me!
I'm not going to touch you.
Are you able to try to respond to take the kid? She's under arrest for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer
Oh!
with violence.
That doesn't seem like her. I don't understand what's going
Okay,
on.
well, you can review the body camera footage because it was her. So, do you want to respond to take the kids?
Talk to Dad.
Do you want to have a conversation?
My son.
We're calling to get somebody to come pick you up. Do you have a valid license?
No, she told you no.
Do you have a license right now?
I don't use no license. Sir.
Huh?
I don't use a license.
Well, in the state of Florida, you have to have a valid driver's license to drive a motor vehicle on the roadway. You understand that, right?
No, she doesn't.
No.
No.
She knows,
See if I can
though.
Get someone closer. Can you give me 5 minutes?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep, you can just call her number back if you want.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, bud.
Being a police officer is an inherently dangerous job. So when you're told to do something and you tell them no, we're going to then
Don't
make
lecture.
you do it. That's just the way it works. This whole sovereign.
But it's still not right. They really
You
forced
committed a
me to the crime. I did not hurt anyone. I was not committing a crime.
You committed
They dragged me out.
You
of
committed
my
a misdemeanor in
car
the state of
by my
Florida.
legs,
You-
like a
listen,
animal.
Well, you kicked him.
Son of a hu- Sir, I did not kick him. He's dragging my legs, and I'm trying to pull my
You
legs
are-
back to sit up in my seat.
you were
So if he
driving.
got kicked, it was not intentional.
You were driving a motor vehicle that is unregistered in the state of Florida, which is a misdemeanor crime, punishable by jail and fines. So
Mhm.
you can go to jail for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to jail for it.
She's not going to listen.
You don't have a driver's license in the state of Florida. That's a misdemeanor. You're going to jail for that.
She said she used to have. So she
She's
paid $30.
suspended.
Well, no, I know she paid $30 to this sovereign citizen group to get that tag because she's one of the foreign national things, and they told her you don't need a license anymore. You don't have to
Mhm.
register. You don't have to do all this stuff.
Ask if it's okay if Maya, their next door neighbor, picks up.
Is it okay if Maya, your next door neighbor? Yes.
Okay, so Dad said he's not close by. Sounds like he's called the neighbor to pick up the kids, thank God. And sounds like he'll come get them later because he's possibly a couple hours away. As for lecturing her, don't bother. You're not going to get anywhere. She's not going to believe you. But from her demeanor when he was saying about the license, I think she knows. You can tell who's too far gone to really be saved without serious intervention, and who knows that they are in the wrong and that the SovCit garbage is garbage, but they're going to try it anyway. I think she's in the second category. I think she knows that it's not going to fly, or at least she's finding out very hard right now. I want to say I hope this works as a wake-up call for her and that she stops this. I don't think that's going to happen. I think she's going to keep trying because she feels justified and she feels vindicated and she feels like the cops were wrong to put their hands on her, which I can perfectly understand. I'm not trying to invalidate her feelings. I'm saying she needs help. She needs help and she needs support and she needs therapy to get her out of this lifestyle rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it. She's not going to get out of it on her own. If she's willing to escalate to this point of fighting with cops and having a fake tag and she's got parts of the script down, she's not going to get out of it on her own. And she could end up losing her kids over this. That's what amazes me is when we have SovCits that will start ranting about why they hate cops, and about 6 out of 10 times it will come up that they have lost their children, that their children have been taken by the system, and you thieved our child from us. You kidnapped our children and are holding them hostage to make me conform to state laws that aren't real, to force me to get a license. You kidnapped my kids. I've heard it so many times. And that just proves that even after their children are taken away because of these beliefs, because of the constant arrest, because of the driving without insurance, because of the other behavior that goes with that, that even having your kids taken away is not enough to shock these people out of the crazy. If that doesn't tell you they need serious mental health help and intervention, what does? But talking to her ain't going to do no good. You're not going to get anywhere at all.
Hello.
Hello, are you Maya?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so this is the neighbor. Good.
Gotcha.
6 Alpha 15.
Oh no. No, no, no. No, no, no. He's looking at her tag. No, no, no. Please don't let her be another one. No. No. Do not take away my only hope. Because he was just lifting up, I think that's a bike rack on the back of her car, but he was lifting it up looking at her license plate. Please tell me she doesn't have the same fake plate. If she rocked up to a police traffic stop and arrest after being told your friend is being arrested, she needs you to come pick up her children and watch over them until the father gets there, please tell me she did not drive up in a car with the same bullshit plate on it. Because they're stupid, and then there's that. So, please, ma'am, do not be that stupid. Please, I beg of you, for the children's sake. Won't somebody please think of the children? The answer is no if she's got a fake plate too. God, I hope not. Please
You
let me be
realize all
saying
your
things.
cars. Do you have a driver's license?
I do.
Can we see it so we can make sure?
Yeah, they need to know who they're releasing the children to.
You realize in the state of Florida, your vehicle has to be registered, right?
It is registered.
Because it's been documented
To
time
what?
after time after time that somebody tries to do this, and it's proven that it's false. It's not true. Okay. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you
Some
can't put your
cost
hands on a
fallacy
police
kicks
officer.
in as well.
Not in the United States, not in the state of Florida, not in the city of Edgewater. Okay. There's repercussions to that. All right.
Did you get her on the
No.
sovereign thing, or she?
Well, oh, her? Did she get you onto it? Because she has a tag too.
No.
She does.
She's your neighbor.
Who got
had
it first?
You or her?
She,
Did she turn you on to it? So you could look into this?
no, but that's her own business. But I wanted to.
Oh, she has
Yep.
a business doing it.
No,
No, that's
it's
her
not
own.
Like her,
Oh,
you know.
Personal business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. So she's gonna walk home with your kids. She's not driving her car either. Her car's getting towed just like yours.
Oh
You
my
guys have
God,
to have
she
registered
did.
vehicles in the state of Florida.
She did.
They
She
have to
did.
be registered.
She did. She did. The car
That's
has
the
the same
bottom
fake plate and it's
But
not
here's the other thing you have
registered.
to understand, right? Her vehicle's being towed, but she's
How-
walking home with your kids because
how
of how she
stupid.
reacted. Okay? She didn't.
How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? You know your friend's under arrest. You know there's a bunch of cops there. And you pull up to pick up the children in a car with the same fake plates that's not registered. And it sounds like she doesn't have a driver's license either. So thank you for showing up and getting your car towed. 'Cause that's all that's happening. This lady just showed up to get her car towed, apparently. So now both cars are being towed and she's going to be walking home with the children. Like, honestly, the fact that they're even still releasing the children to her. I mean, I don't have a reason for them not to, other than she's obviously in the same rabbit hole as this lady, and it sounds like she was down there first and kind of brought this one along and said, come down here and see the crazy that I found on the internet. It'll work for you, I promise. But if the mom is saying release my kids to her and they don't have a valid reason not to, then yeah, the kids go with her and it's definitely better than them going into the system. I fully agree, but I would not feel good about it, is what I'm saying. But God, the level of stupid.
Didn't kick me. She didn't put her hands on a police officer screaming me out. Right?
Hold on
Okay,
a
so
second.
Call me back and let me know. Oh, okay.
That cop
No,
is continuing
Hey,
to
I'm
lecture
I'm
her.
right here. It's Sergeant Benz. You're gonna be able to take her kids.
Who is this?
You're gonna receive a citation for unregistered motor vehicle. Your vehicle's gonna get towed by Edgewater Towing, and you'll be able to walk home with the kids.
Did you hear that? They want to tow my car.
They can't tow it. It's not.
And
it's
he
not
can
a
hear you on the speaker if you want to say something.
It's a vehicle. It has 4 wheels, and it's powered by a motor. It is a motor vehicle, sir.
Except it's registered as automobile.
No,
It's
sir.
not a vehicle.
It's gonna get towed. She's gonna get a ticket, and
Yeah,
she'll be
she's
on her
deeper.
way.
Okay, but it shouldn't be towed. But I mean, we're not causing a problem, but it should not be towed.
Well, it's not registered. The Florida registration on it was canceled, so therefore it's no longer registered.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and she doesn't actually need a registration.
Yes, she does.
It's private property. It's private automobile. It's a
There
And
it
it's
is.
in trust.
It is in.
That's another one. Okay, as I said before, yeah, they consider it private property like a blender. And so this is the guru on the phone. This is going to be the head guy. He's got his little group of followers, whoever the hell he is. He's a con artist. But this woman is clearly further down the rabbit hole. She's got a stack of papers there with her. Um, and she says the car is in a trust, because that's the other thing they'll do is they create a trust in their own name, which you can certainly do, and I've heard people doing it for tax reasons, but it doesn't exempt the car from being registered in any way. That's not a thing. Because what they're saying is, because I have like privately registered my car to a private trust, then it's no longer subject to state laws. It's somehow above that or exempt from that. That's not how anything works. It's nothing but BS. All of it. It is pure BS. But they think that they're right. Look at the look on her face right now. She thinks that she is right. She thinks that this idiot on the phone is right and the cop should be deferring to him. They think that the cop should go, oh, it's registered in a private trust? Well, obviously we can't tow your car because it's registered in a private trust and it's your private property. Oh, yeah, put the car down. She doesn't need a registration because she's private. This is not how anything works. It never has. It never will.
Yes, so you keep that in
So if you
mind.
do, I mean,
It's gonna cost you guys a lot.
Yeah, and that's what they think. They think that the
it's in a trust. It's private property. It is not to be towed. If
So
you run
what?
her passport, it'll show you that you're
Fake
not supposed to
passport.
even question or detain her for any reason.
So we're not questioning or detaining her. She actually showed up at the traffic stop at the request of the other female to pick up her kids. It was discovered when she got her here that her vehicle was unregistered.
It doesn't have to be registered.
Yes, it does.
We have proof from the Department of Motor Vehicles, from Department of Transportation. It doesn't have to be registered.
Okay, that's another one. They often will register or claim to have registered their cars with the Federal Department of Transportation, which they think somehow gives them like immunity from registering with the state because I registered it federally. That's not a real thing. I'm pretty sure you can't register your car with the Federal Department of Transportation. They don't do that. Car registration is on a state level, and you have to register with the state that you're in. As I love what he said about the passport that apparently she has. Again, the fake ID that the first lady gave the cop, that she said that's my passport, that's connected to nothing because it's literally just garbage printed off the internet. But he said you can't detain or question her for any reason. Taken to the extreme, this would mean if she is seen dragging a dead body down the street, that the police would be unable to detain or question her about the obviously dead person and potential murder, as long as she showed them a fake plastic card off the internet that said, you're not allowed to detain or arrest me because I'm a foreign national. It's the ultimate I can do whatever I want. And that's why so much immaturity comes with it, because they believe it is a get out of jail free card. Your laws don't apply to me. I am above it all. And that's where a lot of it comes from, is a sense of entitlement, a sense of privilege, and a sense of better than, because that's what they promote. That's what a lot of the con artists that sell this crap double down on, is you are smart. You found the secret laws, the laws the cops don't want you to know about, the laws the politicians pretend don't exist, but they secretly live by. You found the true natural law that is the only law of the land that applies, and cops all secretly know it, but they're just trying to rip you off and scam you for money and steal your car. And so they make these people feel like they are in on a secret. You remember when you were a little kid and one of your friends would tell you a secret and you'd be all like, ooh, I know a secret. I know a secret. I know a secret. And half the time it comes babbling out of your mouth because you're a tiny child and don't know how to be quiet. But that's what it is. These people think they're in on some secret thing, some privileged information that they have cracked the code, and they've seen through the looking glass, and they've opened the Doctor Strange portal to a universe where they can do anything they want with no consequences whatsoever. And I don't have to be an adult because I can whine and complain and show fake ID and pretend that I can do whatever I want. And then when there are consequences, they're like, okay, well, you're going to be issued a fine. You're going to be fired and tried in a court of kangaroo nonsense for violating my civil rights, and I'm filing $1 million lawsuit. Like, I'm surprised nobody has said the words fee schedule, because oftentimes they will. They'll be like, oh, you're illegally detaining me. I'm charging you $50,000 per minute that I'm being detained, and your department will be forced to pay that when my lawsuit is successful. Nothing ever comes of any of this. Most times they don't even file anything, and when they do, the courts reject it immediately because it's nonsense. It is literal nonsense. But they will say it and say it and say it, and that's part of what they get sold, is that, oh, if the cops violate your rights, well, they owe you $500,000. So that also provides huge incentive to stick with it, because they believe they're ultimately going to get rich off it somehow. So we have the combined elements of, I am smarter than everybody else because I found the secret code that lets me be above the law and do whatever I want without consequence, versus combined with, I'm going to end up getting rich off this. When a cop pulls me over illegally and violates my rights, I'm going to file a $1 million lawsuit and end up rich. You put those two things together, it's very, very powerful. And that's why it has control of so many people, and why they will argue you to the gates of hell and back that they are right, because they want to be right. And for some of them, they've been doing this for so long, and they are so far down the rabbit hole, and this is what sunk cost fallacy is. They've invested so much in it and so much of their time, and they've been hassled so much and arrested so much, and it's cost them so much money that they can't give up on it now, or else what was it all for? They can't admit that they got played, they got scammed, they got bamboozled and taken advantage of. And so they won't give up on it, because if I just stick with it, someday it'll pay off. I'll be rich and free and all that stuff. It's same thing with gamblers. The person who sits at the slot machine for 16 straight hours, popping in quarter after quarter after quarter, going through thousands of dollars and ruining their lives because they can't walk away, because they're like, oh, next pull, I'm going to hit that jackpot. Next pull, just one more pull. I know I'm going to hit that jackpot. That's what these people are, and that's why they're not going to quit without serious intervention and help. Let's hope he doesn't get her.
They say the Department of Transportation is not the real. I don't know what that means.
But again, it does not have to be registered, so please
Yes, it
reconsider
does.
towing it, because that's in violation.
I got you. I've reconsidered it, and it's still going to get towed. Okay.
Are you towing her car?
That was pretty good.
Yes, her car's getting towed. Yeah, she's
That was
going
pretty
to jail.
good.
She's going to jail. Yeah.
Oh, she's got a folder. Yep.
she
See,
kicked the
she's
police
got the folder.
officers.
The other one's newer.
Yeah.
She
kicked him.
she didn't have the script ready. This lady did.
You taking
It
kids?
would really help if you let me take my car.
It's not
Not
registered,
gonna
ma'am.
happen.
It is registered.
It's not.
No, it's
I
not.
don't know how to.
Where's it
I'm
registered?
trying to see if she
With
has.
the
Yeah,
DOT,
that's the
with
same fake
DOT,
plate.
with
Same
the-
fake
with
plate.
the transportation.
Okay, not only does she have the same fake plate, but your bike rack or whatever that is, I think it's a bike rack, is covering the plate, which even if it's a real plate, it's illegal to cover it like that, because the scanners can't read it when your bike thing is across of it.
Your company, all your.
No, City of Edgewater. We don't work for DOT, ma'am.
I know you don't work, but.
So, well, you said my company. It's not my company.
It's not a company.
But it is registered as a private property, and it's put in trust, so it should technically be treated differently than cars that are on roads that are in commerce, correct?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
What do you mean in commerce?
What law are you
And
basing
I'm
this off
just-
of?
Constitution.
Okay.
There it is.
I have
The
a
U.S.
right.
Constitution talks about
and
commerce
Supreme-
vehicles.
And on
Yeah.
Supreme Court, actually, if you have time and you want
Nope,
to.
I'm not going to read any of your paperwork. You can bring that to your court date if you
Oh.
want. But your vehicle is going to be towed
Articulate,
today.
right? But
Yep.
I do have a right to be without a driver license and without.
No,
a-
you
That's not
don't.
true. Not in the state of Florida, not
Oh,
in the United
So
States.
I would appreciate if you give me your business card.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
My name and everything's like that at the bottom of your ticket. The easiest thing for you to do is when you go to town.
Do you have any questions or anything else you need to say? Because we're going to get her and the kids out of here before it starts raining. Okay.
Experience. That's all I can say. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Are we free to go?
Yes, ma'am.
At least she's taking the kids, and the kids are okay. Wait, what is that? Whoa, whoa, whoa! What is that? Wait, what? There's something on her. Okay, that is it's a slightly different fake plate, but I do see the words private. It has some made up number on it, and looks like it just says like Oh, USDOT, U.S. Department of Transportation. Oh, okay. So she's got a slightly different fake plate. It's still fake AF, but I want to see what this bumper sticker says. Let's see if we get a clearer shot. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Wait, I want to see this bumper sticker. Okay, I still want to see the bumper sticker.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop blocking my view. Okay, there is... Wait, okay, I got it. There is no reason... Okay, there's no reason to tailgate me. Something I'm doing when? Okay, there's no reason to tailgate me when I'm doing 70 in a 40 and those something lights on top, flashing lights on top of your car look something. Okay, so she's saying there's no reason to tailgate me when I'm doing 70 and a 40 and those flashing lights on top of your car look something. I cannot make out what that last word is. But wow, way to say it, every cop, please pull me over. Like, this is taking it to the next level. This is actively mocking. This is provoking almost. She's saying, don't come up behind me. She's referring to a traffic stop of where a cop gets behind you and turns their lights on, i.e. to pull you over. She's saying, don't try to pull me over just because I'm doing 70 and a 40 because the flashing lights on your car, I'm assuming it says like looks silly, looks ridiculous, something like that. But oh my God, just way to blast the fact that you have no respect for authority whatsoever and are just so far down the rabbit hole that you will provoke with this freaking bumper sticker. God, lady. This is why they need help. Let's see if we can see what the license plate actually says. Oh, nope, back up one. Okay, so we say not for commerce, private trust, it probably says. American state, probably American State National, USDOT, yep, and got some fake tags and everything. Like, they could be writing this lady a lot more tickets than for not registration. They could write her several for all of this.
Yes, sir.
So we've got battery on a Leo, resisting with violence, operating an unregistered motor vehicle, possession of a counterfeit license plate, unlawful use of badge or indica of authority. I'm going to say that's indication of authority. I'm not sure what the badge one is about. I didn't see her flash a fake badge. Some of them do. Some of them have fake badges. The counterfeit license plate, true. Unregistered car, true. Resisting with violence, true. Battery on a Leo, yes. Not sure about the unlawful badge one. Maybe that refers to the fake tag, because that is a tag issued by the state, which would be under their authority. So maybe the unlawful badge or indication of authority is for a fake tag specifically. Or they could both refer to the license plate, possibly. I'm not sure. I've never heard of that one before. But yeah, this did not go the way that this lady thought it would. She thought she could spin her magic words and her magic BS and her made-up interpretation of the Constitution, which, by the way, does not contain the words commercial commerce anywhere in it, or any reference to cars or automobiles, because they didn't exist. But wow, this took a lot longer than I thought. I'm sorry this video is so long and I kept pausing and talking so much, but there's so much to go over. And so I hope you got a bit of an education out of this. If you are unfamiliar with sovereign citizens, this is actually one of the more tame interactions. I've certainly seen a lot worse. What makes this the worst, though, is the children. And the fact that you would be a parent and subject your kids to this and to living this way and fill their heads when they're so little with all these lies and ridiculousness that they may never get out from under. Like, this is a way to absolutely cripple your children and destroy their future before they even have a chance. And it should not be allowed. But those are my many, many, many thoughts on this. Really would love your feedback on this one, audience. Please leave your thoughts and comments. Have you ever encountered a sovereign citizen? What would you do if you did? What are your thoughts about the children being involved, or the lady that shows up to pick up the kids with the same big plate? Oi! Like, way to just put your hand up and say, please arrest me, I'm an idiot. Oh, unforgivable. The whole lot of them, unforgivable. The cops are getting, they're getting an A+. They did everything that they could. I mean, I wish that there was a better way to get her out of the car than what happened, but that wasn't going to happen. And she could have driven away with a bunch of kids in the car, and so I don't begrudge them taking quick action, even if it's quick and dirty, which it was, but they did what they had to do. And she made her choices. She created this situation entirely. The mom, she did all this. She created all this. She made this happen. I put it all on her. 100%. As for the title, absolutely accurate. Yep, she found out laws. Well, I don't know if she found out. She was told laws do apply to her. She doesn't seem to believe it. Hopefully, I hope she sits in jail for a couple days and has some time to do some serious thinking about whether she wants to go through this again, because it will happen again. This will happen every time you are driving around with big plates. So do you really want to go through all this? Not to mention the thousands of dollars it's going to cost her in fines and fees and lawyers and court costs, and this is going to take several months, if not a year, to resolve. Do you really want to keep going through that? Is it worth it? Hopefully not. Hopefully she sees the light and gets out of this. But that will do it for this very long one. I hope you have stuck with me and enjoyed. Please leave your thoughts and comments below. And as always, if you're new here, please like, comment, and subscribe. I've been Insane Lane as well as the Canadian Girl. Bye bye.